and welcome to DeVlog, and I am here introducing a band called Knumears, and they are Run for Cover's newest signing. Their uh, debut album, Directions, is set for release on the 3rd of April. Thanks for joining me today, guys. How are you doing?
Good
Pretty
man. How are
good.
you?
Good.
Wicked, wicked. I've listened to Directions quite a bit actually, and it's a great blend of like rage and melody. It's caustic where it needs to be. It's melodic where it needs to be. You've been labelled as being part of the screamo revival movement. How does that sit with you? Is that something you embrace, or is it just another label?
I
I
think
think
it's
it's
a
just
little bit of
another
both.
label. Yeah. I think we've
Yeah.
always tried to like be more part of like I think maybe in the beginning was very much like screamo, like that's what we wanted to like quote unquote be. And then as I think we've progressed in our sound, we kind of would like to move towards like a more melodic hardcore sound or like almost more post hardcore kind of sound. But I think still some of the songs can give a chord screamo vibe, but I think majority of the record that we were writing is like kind of a new take on what we want to progress to be.
Absolutely, because I was listening to it. I think there's more to these guys than, you know, a revivalist movement. I think you've got a lot more going on. And this a lot more going on has led you to be signed to Run for Cover, who is an amazing label. I was only just checking out the new album by Nothing the other day, which is just an absolute rager.
Yeah,
Um, do you find it inspirational speaking in such great company? Does that push you harder?
I think so personally.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of just one of the big reasons we signed to Run for Cover was, how many awesome bands they've had. All like so many inspirations to us. Like they released my favorite band's first record. You know what I mean? So I feel like we have to respect the lineage of their releases, and it makes me want to write better songs so that you know so that we fit on their bill.
Absolutely. I mean, AFI's on there, man. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. That's really silly.
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Seriously.
Um, yeah. Can you give me a bit of an insight into the lyrical through line on Directions? Because I understand it's about sort of like growing basically. Could you like elaborate on that for me a bit?
Yeah, I kind of, when I was writing the lyrics, they all kind of just like happened at the same time. You know what I mean? Like I was really focused on we were all really focused on just writing the music, and lyrics were kind of like in the back of my mind for a little bit. And then when it got to the point of like really needed lyrics, I like had to really sit down and try to dive deep. And so they all kind of came out in the same 2 weeks that I was writing. And I think in that time I really just wanted to focus on, yeah, like the aspect of like of growing as a person and growing with your community and your family. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because it's always, I think on our last release it was easy for me to like to think of, the basic romantic aspects of love and, being sad or upset about something. And this one I kind of wanted to focus on like the relationship aspect of it, like my best friends Frankie and Dante, like how much I love them, how much I love my family. You know what I mean? And that just like I feel like directly corresponded with growing as
Mm.
and like maturing rather than just being stuck in one sad place over heartbreak.
Absolutely. I mean, it does seem to have a lyrical through line that connects it all together, and I think that the fact that you've just said that you wrote it over a 2 week cycle gives it that cohesion. It
Yeah.
definitely. I think there's something to be said for writing lyrics in that way, because it'll make everything fit together a lot better because you're in that frame of mind over that period of time. Hmm.
Yeah,
That's quite.
exactly. Like I draw a lot of like my inspiration from like Pat Flynn from Half
Mm,
Heart and Fiddlehead, and
mm,
like from him and just a lot of like country music.
mm.
So I feel like a lot of like those writers tell stories with their songs, and I think rather than telling stories with like a song specifically, I wanted to kind of tell a story over the album.
That's incredible. Yeah, I mean, alternative American country music is having something of a renaissance at the moment. But artists like Hayden Pettigo and all that just amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Right. So you formed in 2018. So while we're on the subject of evolution and growth and stuff, how have you changed as a band since then? I should imagine quite a lot.
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
quite too much, honestly. Like, I don't know, maybe as musicians we've grown, but I think
Mhm.
we're like all the same goofy guys. Like,
Yeah.
we all do the same things and just chill and hang
Hang out.
out. I don't know. I don't know if we've ever taken this as serious as we have in the last like 6 months or ever really since the whole like quote unquote like the label thing started to come up. But it was just always like, all right, yeah, like we're doing this and we're gonna tour and stuff. And then we always just wanted to write one more record, and then we just are now gonna write a few more. But I think as guys, we just have always,
Very small minded or headed, I guess. Have fun
yeah,
at it. Nothing,
Mm.
not to cloud it all up.
yeah. I feel like we've always kind of stayed to our ourselves. Like,
Mm.
like I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I just feel like as people we're like very much the same, but as musicians we have grown since starting the band. For like
Absolutely.
even starting our first bands, because I mean, me and Dante started like a band very early on, before I even knew Matt, and then 2 years later, us four were like in a band, and then yeah, and then it just
From
yeah. So I think as guys, we've always stayed the same and done the same things, hung out with the same people, like the same things, but just as musicians have grown.
yeah.
Absolutely. And it says, well, I've been told that you've toured quite extensively. Like you are music road dogs a bit. That must help coalesce your sound quite a lot because there's nothing like playing live to tighten you up very rapidly.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, definitely.
We did a one full year of like it felt like every
Everything.
Friday through Sunday we were like playing a show locally. So we played a lot. I would say the year of like 2023 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a busy year for us. So like even some of the songs that are on the record are from that year. So like I feel very tight as a band
Mm.
those that year, and honestly forward. I think like usually if we like take a few months off and play a show, it's like maybe we have to go over one song and then the rest of them are like usually never practiced.
Mm.
And we just play the
Yeah.
show.
So usually after the first song, it's like it's
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, we're like the type to like write a song and just get so impatient and immediately have to play it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like we can't wait for it to be released. Like we're just like, and that's also how we're able to tell if we like songs or not.
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
if we play it and it's just like not how we're feeling when we play it live, it like just doesn't feel right. We just scrap it. But it's
Yeah.
always like I don't know if we've played a set that hasn't had an unreleased song in like 4 years.
I
That's what
think
it's there
just
for,
track
man.
10 is the only one that we've never played live.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
one? Oh, track 10.
Track
Yeah.
10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
that's the only one we've never played live. Every other track has
Well, and five.
yeah, and then five
Five.
technically. But um yeah, like every song has been played or reworked in some way.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to be said for that. Because playing in front of a crowd is really the litmus test for any song. Like you can think it's great, but at the end of the day, you wrote it. You're probably going to be a little biased. A crowd will let you know straight away whether it's great or not.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
For
Um.
sure.
Yeah. So I mean, basically, Dave Grohl once said, I don't often quote him, but he once said that a lot of musicians want to know like the quickest way to get successful, and he said there is no quick way. You just got to play live a lot.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
and we
would you
did.
agree with that? Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
the-
dude, I
100%.
100% agree. There is no rule book. I think you can play one show and be the biggest band in the world, and I think you can play 100 shows and no one would ever know who you are. It just,
it's a-
I think it's just a gamble. Personally, I don't think there's
Yeah.
any way to construct it. I think with social media nowadays, like you you could be the biggest band very quickly and not have to work as hard as some of the older bands did. But I mean, I think each generation could kind of say like they had their own thing that the past generation didn't have, like from the start of music to now. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So who knows what our next? It looks looking like AI, but
Yeah.
who knows what our next generation's gonna have?
Well, yeah, the way it's looking is it won't be our next generation. It'll
Seriously, dude.
be the next generation of computers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally, dude.
the next update.
So,
And it's
musically speaking, like, who are your talking of the former generation? Who were the bands that inspired you when you were like the original screamo bands? Like, which bands were like you checking out? Because now you're part of the next gen. What was the last gen? What did you hear from there that you liked?
Jerome's Dream.
Brown Stream for sure.
They were like huge for me with this record.
Mm,
Like touring with them, and we had like some songs prior to being with them, but when The Gray in Between came out, I was like, this is crazy. Like,
mm,
I didn't know you could really do this, like, have just feedback on your guitar and it sounds so musical. You know what I
mm.
mean? And it just, like, give off the harshest, like, gnarliest sound, but it's just, like, still the most beautiful thing you've ever heard. And that really, like, got me. And obviously, all their old stuff, like, how they were just pioneers for the most relentless sound. It was really inspiring for me.
But yeah, talking of relentless sound, actually, the guitar tone on this album is amazing.
Thank you.
Um, you've worked with Jack Shirley on this, who has production credits with Deafheaven, Gouge Away. Did you work really hard on these guitar tones? Because, or was it like happy accidents, breaking things? What was it?
We like went in expecting like the first day was just gonna be dialing in a tone for like bass, guitar, drums. Like I thought I was gonna be sitting there just like trying to get it perfect. I honestly kind of just plugged in my guitar, twisted a few knobs, and then we just started immediately recording the songs.
Holy shit,
Like,
really?
Yeah, we
yeah,
Yeah.
cracked almost
It was fucking
everything on
crazy.
day one. We were done by
Day
day
two.
2.5.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
it
That's
The
was.
whole
insane.
record was literally done in our hands, mastered on day 3.
On day 3.
Holy
Yeah,
shit. Because the
Yeah.
like
guitar tone on this album sounds like you've been working on it for ages, because it's really abrasive as well as on the harsh parts, as well as being deep and rich the not so harsh parts, because it's all got a kind of level of harshness about it.
yeah.
But yeah, I thought, oh, they must have been working on this for ages, going through pedals and heads and
Well, I mean, I kind of like since the beginning we've kind of been using the same guitar head. You know what I mean? Like
mm,
I've used an Ampeg V4
mm,
for probably the past like three years
mm,
since we had like one of our amps was stolen, so we just like we wanted a real tube head, so we got a V4.
mm.
And then I used a Metal Zone from the beginning, and then Frankie was or our buddy Sam gave me or let me use his Empress Heavy, which is
Mm.
basically just a metal zone, just a
Right.
little more stacked. And so I switched to that. And yeah, my I use three guitar pedals and one of them is a tuner.
Wow.
So it's
There
kind of
you go,
just
man.
yeah.
Plug and play. That's the answer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, literally.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah. So, what are your plans? I mean, after this album comes out, which is in April, what are your plans for the rest of the year? What's coming up?
Or,
You got just touring, touring, touring?
yeah, I mean, we're touring a little bit before the record, and then we're gonna do one in May, hopefully, like, and also in July, and maybe
August.
something in the yeah, August for sure, and then maybe something in the fall. But we're hoping it's international, out of the
Oh,
states. But we'll see. I mean, it's just expensive and
mm,
all that stuff. But Other than that, we really want to go to like Japan or like Japan, Asia, South America. Those are like the three we want to go to. So we're gonna see if we can work one of those out for the fall.
Awesome, awesome. Any plans to visit our great nation again?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, we'd love to. I mean, me and him were just there, and it was a great time.
it's a blast.
Yeah, so we're gonna
Awesome.
try to come back maybe, if not this year, next. Make it like an every other year kind of thing.
Rad, rad. Well, I look forward to seeing you. I'll be down the front, probably with my camera, snapping off photos. So, yes, thank you for being with me here today. The album's incredible, and congratulations.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
it.
us.